I want to see if I got into a good sell where I don't see too much delay, and I don't see too much delay. It's been a while since I've been doing the Facebook Live, since I had the delay in that the skipping before. But I want to say this is no joke, because we haven't reached the peak yet over here in Ohio. We haven't reached the peak yet here in the middle of the U.S. So New York and San Francisco and, well, the West Coast and the East Coast are the epicenters. The reason why is because of the airports, the ships that were docked, as well as how compact the community is. Okay? New York, people are like on top of each other. LA, people are on top of each other. I moved here out to the Midwest out here, and yeah, I'm in more of an inner city, but it's still like country where I live. Even though it's still inner city, it's still country. Okay? And so it's still we're gonna see a peak. I mean, they're already getting ready for the wave of deluge of people getting afflicted, to where it's going to overwhelm our medical system, where they're having tents put up. They're already having tents put up in Silicon Valley, Santa Clara. The California Air National Guard, the one I used to belong to back in the 90s, they're already setting up tents. Okay? New York, they're utilizing big arenas. They're figuring out how to deal with the amount of people that are going to get afflicted. And if you have predispositions, so many of you have predispositions, you don't even know how many predispositions you have, but you do. Some of you are lucky enough that you may have been exposed to this virus, got over it, but there's like 8 different strains. Because you know why there's 8 different strains? Because the virus mutates. We have 7 billion people on this planet. Maybe half or less than half has been exposed to it, has mutated this virus. So your seaweed, all of your little concoctions that you're putting out there for your friends, is not going to work against this virus. If they have what it takes to deal with this virus, minus all of your pills, powders, and supplements and shake concoctions, it's not because of your shake, your seaweed shake, or your whatever shake. It's because they had what it takes to deal with this. Okay? You have to build up your body with the right chemistry. Not with some shake that you put together that only certain people can do because of the amount of iron that's in it. No. If you're putting something out there where only a few people can do it because of the amount of iron that's in it, then you're not putting out a proper recipe that could be utilized and that could actually work for the human race universally. So if you're not doing the Jilly Juice, you are putting yourself at risk. You are going to be seeing if you can handle the environment in the form that you're in. Now people are like, well, I've taken all this vitamin C and da-da-da-da. What kind of vitamin C? You know, what? It should be in the form of the cabbage and the kale. It should be fermented down to a pre-digested state. It should not be freaking, liquid, or it should not be in a supplement. It shouldn't be that at all. And if you think this is funny, Kevin Harris. Who are you, Kevin Harris? But, you're going to be one of those that are going to be afflicted. And I feel bad for those that totally take this as a joke, because I've been hit by 8 different times, 5 or 6 different times, by some kind of virus. Yeah, you live in whatever. You're an idiot, Kevin Harris. Good luck. I hope you can handle this virus. And vitamin C should be in the form of the cabbage and the kale fermented. It should not be some kind of supplement, because then guess what? You're risking kidney stones. And then it also comes out in your pee, any excess. And if you have leaky gut, and you have and if you already have malnutrition, then you're not going to derive the benefit anyways. it's more than just social distancing. That's just half the battle. You're still going to get exposed to it, but do you have what it takes? That's what the big thing is. Just because you social distanced, it just delays the inevitable. Yeah, so you're going to eventually have to, maybe you delay the inevitable, and maybe after the whole wave of people that come through are done with and half of them die or not, then maybe you might have a chance with the ventilator. Maybe. But why even roll that fucking dice? Why? Why roll that dice? It's more than just social distancing. It's more than just staying the fuck home. But that's right now what their advice is, because they can't handle 100,000 people deluging on a 200-bed hospital. But you still got to deal with this virus. And more than half of you, actually all of you, have predispositions. You have obesity, you have diabetes, you have cancer, disease, chronic illness, whatever, respiratory issues. You're taking so many medications, you're taking so many supplements, you're taking so many painkillers. Your kids are exposed and they have predispositions because they're weak. Kids are not immune to this. So it's more than just social distancing, okay? It's more than just social distancing. That's just a very temporary band-aid, so that way the hospitals are not overwhelmed by the amount of people. But is it actually going to get to the root of the issue? No, because eventually you're going to have to get exposed. And by that time, there's going to be so many different strains, because there's still people that don't take this seriously. There's still people visiting each other. They're like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just a fucking flu. It's just this. It's just that. And guess what? They're visiting their friends and family. They're visiting people and they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And people are receiving them. It's not even just like, hey, I see you're visiting, but I don't want you to come in here because I don't want to be exposed. No, they're receiving people. When you receive somebody, you've basically sealed your own fate if you are that weak. If you are allowing play dates, if you are allowing your kids to go outside and you're not doing the juice and you're not, taking this seriously, and you're playing as if that this is not serious, this is a great place just to go and we're going to go hang out with family out there. And that's fine walking, but I'm telling you. So you might as well understand that there's no way to escape this. So either you do the juice and meet the virus in its environment as well as all your predispositions, or you are waiting for that axe to fall, hoping that you're not going to be one of those that are going to fall from this. But I'm telling you, look at the amount of people dying over there in New York, California, Washington, Italy, China. Listening to Mary, and her just trying to breathe. Just trying to breathe. Holy crap. She's fighting for her life. Some of you take for granted what you have access to. Some of you politicize this. Turn it into like, oh, it's the Democrats trying to take Trump down. Nah, nah, nah. Some of you are politicizing this. Some of you are turning this into an anti-Trump campaign. But you have autoimmune issues. You have cancer. You have disease. You have chronic illness. Your kids have your predispositions, and they get exposed to this. It's more than just social distancing. You have to get to the root level of this if you want to live. But hey, if you want to be on your pills, powder supplements, and detoxes and cannabis, and you want to play those games and not even bring Jilly Juice into your world, then you're going to have to figure out if you have what it takes. And most of you, if not all of you, do not have what it takes to meet this virus in the environment the way it is. Most of you, if not all of you. I'm prepared to deal with the fact that I'm going to be dealing with people dying in my life. I'm prepared for it. I've been trying to warn my friends, my family, that you have to understand the Jilly Juice. Stop listening to all the stupid naysayers. Stop listening to the stupid Dr. Phil. Stop listening to the people who are trying to take me down a couple years ago. And actually freaking learn how to open up your mind. Stop being so fucking narrow. Stop being so fucking stubborn because you think you know it all. Do I know it all? No, but I'm giving you something that you may want to consider. Because obviously what you're doing isn't working. Because you guys, some of you, prior to the coronavirus, are systematically degrading. You're losing your eyesight. You're losing your hair. You're losing your collagen. You are seeing your body systematically degrade. And then you have this coronavirus coming in and turn the hands of time up And yes, we can accelerate the aging process that much faster. And so when you only had maybe 20 years, maybe now you only have 10 years, maybe even 5 years, because you're going to keep getting hit by the different strains of the coronavirus as it runs through the population time and time and time again. So it's more than just social distancing and politicizing and saying, oh God, the stimulus package. Let me tell you, that stimulus package is going to be nothing if you're dead. It's going to be nothing if you're dead. And Calbus Dietrich, yeah, you're another troll that is going to be dealing with this stupid virus. I hope you have what it takes. But there are a lot of people that don't understand the power of cabbage, water, and salt. They're so afraid of it because they're listening to the medical establishment, which is fine. But guess where you end up? Go look at the morgue. Go look at the cemetery. Go look at all the people who are on your prescription medication. You'll end up like them. Now, it's fine to use cannabis as a temporary intermediary as you're healing. It's fine to use the drugs for your vital, the vital drugs that you need for your vital organs. Your asthma inhaler and your heart medication. That's fine. And then you have the intention down the road to get off of this, but obviously not right now because it's a transition process. But do you need the cannabis really? Do you need the supplements? Do you need the shakes? Do you need all these things that are being sold in the freaking holistic market? Oh no, but it's a whole thing, it's the trendy, crunchy mamas, the baby mamas out there, the crunchy mamas that are like, oh, we hate biotech, we hate this, so we're just going to go find another thing that's in the same form, different form, but the same element, doing the same exact intention, suppressing your immune system so you're left open and then your body starts degrading. And then when you have this virus come into your universe, now it turned up the acceleration of the degradation process, and now it's taken 10, 15, 20 years off your life. And then maybe one day you'll have a heart attack and you won't survive it because you don't have enough minerals or nutrients in your body because you basically depleted it with your lifestyle. The drinking, the drugs, all of that. Now this is the time. This is the time to start facing. Do you really want to live, or do you really want to succumb to this virus? Because in a lot of ways, when you think about it, it's kind of biblical. And I'm not a religious person. I was raised Jewish, but I'm not a religious person. But this virus is like a judgment day. Either you're able to handle this virus in its environment, or you pass away because of it, or you get taken down a notch. Okay, those are the only three choices. You live, you die, or you get taken down a notch. And how much of a notch? I have no idea. It depends on your predispositions. It really does. That's why they say people who have predispositions are going to be the most affected. Your autoimmunity, your cancer, your disease, your chronic illness. No, Julie juice is not a cure. No, it's not a pain reliever. No, it's not a fucking drug. You actually have to face everything that you've been suppressing through your drugs and alcohol and sex. You actually have to face all of that. You have to sit with it and be like, damn, maybe you have to cry. Maybe you have to be a little bit in pain, or maybe a lot in pain, and maybe you find a way to sort of use whatever pain reliever without going overboard, because you still have to heal. You can't undermine your healing process by trying to anesthetize yourself with pills, powder supplements, detoxes, and all of that with your anti-inflammatories, antimicrobials, antifungals, anti-parasites, antibiotics. Okay, because you have a microbiome that is you. You are the host. The virus is not alive. You know how it replicates? It utilizes its host. You're the host. The parasite could be the host. The fungus, which is your yeast, which is part of your body, is the host. Your cells are a host. So if you're trying to kill a virus, you're basically killing yourself off. You're trying to control the imbalance in your microbiome, which is made up of viruses, parasites, protozoa, proteins, fungus, bacteria. You're trying to kill all of the excess off. You're basically systematically killing yourself, and you're not regenerating faster than you're killing. So guess what? Guess what's going to win? The death process is going to win, because you're not actively regenerating faster than you are actually killing, because you're the host. Viruses need a host. Parasites need a host. Bacteria need a host. Fungus need a host. Fungus can be a host. Parasites can be a host. Bacteria can be a host. But viruses are the number one thing that's not alive, and it needs a host. And if you're actively trying to kill off a virus, you are actively trying to kill off yourself. If you're using cannabis, antimicrobials, and hand sanitizers, that kills off your microbiome. It doesn't really kill it off. What it does is it renders it chemically inert so it doesn't protect you. Now, there are milder soaps that I use. Ivory soap, Irish Spring, whatever I find at Walmart. But I'm not utilizing freaking alcohol and aloe and vodka and all these different things that they're trying to create, making a homemade hand sanitizer. You're just leaving yourself more open, causing more degradation. So yeah, this is going to be so interesting to watch. Not that I'm looking forward to it, but I've been ignored by a lot of people in my family, in my life. Yeah, some of you in my family kind of give me a little, hey, what's up, every so often. But believe me, I know you're not listening to me. I know you're ignoring me. I know you think I'm crazy and I'm like this, whatever. I get that. You don't take me seriously. I understand that because you think you know it all because you've been listening to doctors and academia, which is fine up to a certain point. But at some point, when are you going to think for yourself? When are you going to entertain new information? When are you going to open your fucking mind and stop closing off with cannabis and drugs and everything else? When? And so, you know, I can only just stand back and watch because there's nothing I can do anymore for the people that I love. There is nothing I can do anymore. I've sent them books. I have all these videos, and it's still not enough. Okay. Well, now you're going to see what you're made of. You're going to see what you're made of. I've been hit at least 5 or 6 different times by 5 or 6 strains of whatever, whether it's a flu virus or 5 out of the 8 strains of the coronavirus. And that first time I was hit, that was a doozy. Because they're saying now, did any kind of symptoms that you experienced back in January, it could have been the freaking coronavirus. And I'm telling you what, I've never been woken up out of a dead sleep choking on my own spit as if I swallowed wrong. How the hell do you swallow wrong in your sleep? I've slept for many, many years and I've never woke up choking like that. As if something was trying to strangulate me and choke me off while I was sleeping. And then I was coughing that whole day and blowing my nose. The mucus was getting rid of that excess data, that whatever it was I was exposed to, because I never got it tested. But whatever I was exposed to, the body was releasing it at a very rapid and accelerated pace. And if you don't have that kind of strong immune system, you're going to be taking that virus in and it's going to constrict your lungs. Especially if you've been smoking or vaping or anything else. It is going to constrict your lungs and you will be drowning in your own body or your own fluid unless you get a respirator and you compete for one. And let me tell you, you're up against people who dare be like, oh, well, they have money. They're more of a contributor than not. They're this. If you're 30 or 40, you might have more of a chance over someone that's 70 or 80. That's what it's going to come down to. It'd be you against your dad. You against your mom. That's what it's going to come down to. The medical establishment is going to have to pick the younger over the older. Because you guys haven't been taking care of yourself, and now you're stuck having to depend upon the system. Because you had to listen to the system for such a long time without any of your own thought process. And it pisses me off because I got to watch this. It pisses me off. I hope that my family doesn't get affected. I hope not. But I don't, it doesn't, I have a feeling it's going to affect my immediate family. I have a feeling it's going to affect my immediate circle of people. And so I'm prepared for it. But I've done 100% within my power to give them all the information. And if they still choose to go and gallivant and just basically brush me off as if I was just like something stupid that they don't really respect except to like obligation because I'm a relative, fine. You will deal with this virus in your environment and you will have to reap whatever consequences. But I've tried 100%. I've tried. And I'm put it out there. I've tried with my family. I've tried with my friends. I've tried with everybody. Now I've perfected this protocol at the 11th hour, right in time. And that is the universe speaking to us. Right in time did I perfect this protocol. And now all you gotta do is drink it. But if you're taking all these pills, power supplements, and cannabis, and detoxes, and pills, and shakes, and whatever else, what the fuck are you doing? You're promoting turmeric and garlic and kombucha and elderberry syrup and colloidal silver and politicizing everything and trying to blame the government, blaming Trump. Let me tell you, Trump is not in your house making those decisions for you, what you're going to feed your family. Trump is not telling you what to freaking buy at the grocery store. When you go to the grocery store, you have all the freedom to choose the salt, the cabbage, and the water. Oh, but no. You rather choose everything else but things that you actually need the most. And I'm not even demonizing processed food, no. But Trump is not in your house making those choices for you, what to feed your family. You are making those choices. So don't even fucking blame Trump. Don't blame Clinton. Don't blame anyone but yourself. Because you have the power to choose what you put in your mouth. And this is not an anti-GMO, anti-organic, or anti-Monsanto. This is not a political platform as far as demonizing foods. It's the fact that there is a recipe that I've created that you can have with your diet, whatever the hell it is, that can match with anybody's religion, belief system, everything, with a very specific intention. So if you want to give your family a fighting chance, you can put freaking maple syrup in it, just a little bit, to make it easy to go down. Because that's the electrolytes. That's the full electrolytes. It's actually dextrose and saline that's in the IV bags. And then you get a powerhouse of the probiotic and the micronutrition that's in the Jilly Juice. So this is a full, complete, amazing electrolyte probiotic that is backed by Mother Nature in its purest form, but it's a very intelligent, strategic, processed food. Okay, because it has your minerals, it has your nutrients, it has your probiotics, it has your water, it has the energizing force, the salt and the sugar. It has it all. So, I don't know. I'm just, I want everybody that wants to live to live. If you don't want to live, I have no feelings for you. I do and I don't. Those that are scared, I have no remorse releasing you from my group. None. Those that want to live like Mary, and she's just like, oh my God. And she's so grateful. So much gratitude. Calls me, yes, ma'am. You don't have to say yes, ma'am, but I appreciate that. That's who I want to deal with and work with and be around. Those that desperately want to live. Because I desperately want to live. I desperately do not want to throw my life away. I've worked so hard to get where I am today that it doesn't make sense to throw my life away. It doesn't make sense. And those that still promote the cannabis and the pills and the powders and supplements and not even doing the J juice in conjunction, I feel for you because you are putting the wrong chemistry in your body. And with all your predispositions, whatever the hell they are, good luck. Good luck. But I fight for my life. I fight for those that want to live because I know what it's like when you feel like that you are out of control, that your body's out of control. I know what it's like because I've dealt with it through hormonal imbalances. And I would not wish upon whatever I had to deal with to get me to this point here on anyone, not even my enemies. I don't really have any enemies. I just have people who are misunderstood, who misunderstand me. So it is what it is. But the cabbage, water, and salt, the white salt from the pink salt is so much easier. And, touting the cannabis over chemotherapy, touting all of the cures out there in the holistic allopathic world is going to do nothing for anybody in this aggressive environment. If anything, you are actually accelerating your friends and family's degradation process by only promoting the cannabis, the chemotherapy, the detoxes, the pills, the powder supplements, the antimicrobials, the antifungals, the anti-parasites. And if you're not even promoting J juice, then what the fuck are you doing? You're just your time waiting for the virus to basically kick your ass and kick everybody's ass around you. You're not willing to promote a possibility. And those of you like Wendy have been around me for the longest time, but are you guys giving anybody a possibility about the J juice? No. You know why? Because you're still stuck in the cannabis world. You're still stuck in the holistic world. And so I get, fed up with people, and that's why I keep people out of the group that just don't take this seriously. So it is what it is. If your cures are like the end all be all, then why haven't they been working in China? If your Chinese cures and all of your cannabis cures are so amazing, then why is Rick Simpson aging? Why is Willie Nelson finally getting off the freaking pot? If your anti-vax stance is so amazing, why it is that your friends and family are still dying from cancer, disease, and chronic illness? What are you giving your friends and family? Some kind of possibility to survive the exposure to viruses, whether it's in a vaccine or in the environment. What kind of you're promoting elderberry syrup, cytokine storm. Oh, you're promoting a detox. Guess what? That's antibiotic, anti-life, anti-you, anti-your microbiome. As you are politicizing all of this, your family and your friends are slowly and actively dying faster because you're not giving them what they need. You're not giving them a possibility of actual life. You're not telling them maybe you need to actually balance out your microbiome, not kill off the things in your body or kill off their body. So the people that politicize things out there, like the vaccines and Trump and whatever he's doing with the stimulus package, you are actively dying. You're actually contributing to the degradation of your friends and family. Because let me tell you, I could take a vaccine right now, whatever's in it, I don't really care, because all it is, you know what's in it? It is microbes, part of your microbiome. There's elements, and there's nutrition. What's in the microbiome? Viruses, bacteria, protozoa, proteins, fungus, all of that, and it's minerals. And guess what your biochemistry is made up of? Fatty acid, amino acids, prohormones, and minerals. That's what's in the vaccines. That's what's in your environment. That's what's in your body. And some of you don't have what it takes to meet this virus or meet any virus, whether it's a flu virus or it's an MMR or a measles virus. Some of you don't have what it takes to handle that, so you need a transition. But even then, that transition may not be good enough for some people because they have so many predispositions that they won't be able to handle it anyways, much less that virus in their environment. So if you are not promoting Jilly Juice, then you are actually promoting the accelerated degradation to not only yourself, but also your family, because you know as well as I that you have so many predispositions, whether it's obesity, cancer, disease, chronic illness, autoimmunity, all of that. You know as well as I that you will not be able to handle an aggressive virus in the environment all by yourself. Oh, but I'm going to take elderberry syrup. No. Oh, I'm going to take clone of silver. No. Oh, I'm going to take all these different things. No, because if you are actively inhibiting cell replication at the micro level, you're not actively replicating at the macro level, and guess what? You then accelerate the death process. Because when you lengthen your telomeres, you are regenerating faster than you are degrading. When you're doing the J juice, you are triggering apoptosis and you're triggering autophagy, which means you are supporting the programmed cell death, and then you are regenerating the cells at the micro level, which then in turn translates to the macro level. And then guess what? You are lengthening your telomeres. You're prolonging your life. But if you keep inhibiting replication at the micro level by taking all of your antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, anti-whatever, then you are slowly and then also accelerating the death process, because guess what? When you keep taking away something from your body, cell by cell by cell, organ by organ by organ, there's nothing fucking left. Figure it out. You have to replicate faster than you degenerate. And if you're not doing that, then you're politicizing everything and you're thinking the government's out to get you. But no, you have the power by yourself with your family to go into a grocery store and pick and choose what to eat. No one tells you what to fucking eat. Does anybody tell you what to eat? Nobody tells you what to eat. So for you to say that Trump or anyone, Pan, is telling your family what to eat, you guys are fucking deluded. No matter what, you're going to have to deal with the virus. And some of you have kids that have so many predispositions they can't afford not to get a vaccine because they will die from that exposure. Oh, but you're going to shove elderberry syrup down their throat. You're going to shove antibiotics down their throat. And it's going to then stop them from replicating faster. And you're going to stunt their growth and stunt their development and stunt them. Because you got onto this fucking bandwagon that it could be a freaking Russian psyop to destroy America. Who the hell knows? But don't fall for that shit. I'll talk to you later. Bye.